Welcome back, everyone. This is Ben with Swift English. This time we're going to be looking at TOEFL listening function questions. So with these questions, what's going to happen is they're going to automatically play a segment of the listening conversation or lecture, and you're going to be hearing it. And then they're going to focus on one part of that segment, and they're going to ask you, what do you guys think they mean by this statement, okay? So you want to really listen carefully during this section. And if you're really good with English expressions, you have some knowledge of some of the common expressions, that'll help you here. So these questions are not about the surface meaning. They're not about the word for word meaning of these phrases or statements. They're actually about the implicit meaning, okay? What is that underlying meaning, okay? And in order to pick that up, one thing you want to do, the main strategy most of the time is pay attention to the speaker's tone. It'll give away, the answer sometimes. So let's try them out. So imagine this is automatically played during the exam.
Listen again to part of the conversation, then answer the question.
'Cause we're 10 feet away, and, well, it's just not a pretty picture.
Okay, so he mentions, we're 10 feet away. It's just not a pretty picture. Now here, if you click this part.
What does the student imply when he says this?
Well, it's just not a pretty picture.
So you could replay this part, up to 2 times just in case you missed it the first time around. So here, what do they want us to understand about his statement, right? What does the student imply, infer, suggest about this statement? So the new library walls are not very attractive. Choice A is like a word-for-word meaning. Usually it's not these, so you could eliminate these common traps right away. Again, it's an implicit meaning, not some kind of surface meaning, okay? It's not like a word-for-word meaning. Okay. The view from the student's window is blocked by the construction. It has nothing to do with view, actually, so that doesn't make any sense. Eliminate. Choice C, the construction is causing damage to nearby buildings. No, his message has nothing to do with the construction destroying or damaging parts of other buildings nearby. No. Choice D, the construction is frustrating. That's the key word there, guys. Frustrating for many students. So, they hear this noise, they have pollution coming through the window. So it's really bothering them. It's really disturbing them. And that's what he means by it's not a pretty picture. So yeah, choice D, would be the right answer here. So let's take a look at another one. This time it's coming from a lecture, not a conversation. So I'm gonna play the audio, and this part would automatically play during the exam.
Listen again to part of the lecture, then answer the question.
We had some evidence that suggested that the Egyptians were making glass objects, but not glass.
Okay, am I missing something? They're making glass, but they're not making glass.
I said they were making glass objects, right?
Okay, now I'm gonna emphasize this part. Pay attention.
We're making glass objects, right?
Okay, so when we paid attention to this segment of this lecture, a student, interrupted the female professor while she was giving her lecture, and he kind of laughed at her, very rude, right? So he thought that she had made a mistake, and then she, kind of re-emphasized or reiterated her point. She repeated again, and she sounded a little pissed, right? So now we're gonna take a look at the answer choices to emphasize that glass objects were not only made in ancient Egypt. No, that was not the point, actually. To find out what the student does not understand. No, she's not trying to figure out, what he didn't understand. She was actually trying to correct what he said and basically say that I never made a mistake in my speech. I was right the first time. That's what she was trying to do. So choice C, to indicate, to show that there was no contradiction in her previous statement. Yeah, so here, guys, contradiction means no mistake. No mistake. And that's true. Choice C makes sense. To correct what she said in her previous statement. No, she's not correcting herself. And actually, guys, in most TOEFL listening function questions, if there's any answer choice here that kind of maybe criticizes the professor, makes them look weak or stupid, usually, most of the time, those answer options are wrong. So remember, the professor is king or queen here, okay? We want to respect them. But anyway, that's not the point. So yeah, choice C is the right answer. Again, she's showing that she made no mistake. There was no contradiction in her statement. Yeah. So if you like this, please do like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification. And I'll see you in the next one.